Hello
viewers
and welcome back
listeners.
to another episode of Door to Door Gaming. We are on
Welcome back.
episode 8
This is
of the
episode
podcast.
8,
Thank you so much,
where
dear
both
listeners, for
Daulton and I
tuning
are
in.
currently
I can see that
hosting,
John is losing his
so
shit.
if
You guys will
it's
figure out
just,
why here in a little bit, because I don't
an
even know if you can
avalanche
hear
of
half
noise,
of what
that's
either
why.
of us are saying.
John's currently dying.
But we are...
He's completely losing it. Stop! This is a horrible idea.
Did Cameron unmute me? Tell him to unmute me.
Unmute Daulton now. There we go.
Can you hear me, Cameron?
Yes, I can.
All right, y'all. So we are co-hosting this episode today. Cameron and I are here together. John is taking a hiatus. Respectably. I understand. But welcome back to another episode of Door to Door. This is episode 8. I know that we probably both just already said that, but I'm reiterating in a space that everyone will actually be able to hear the words coming out of our mouths. But kick it off real slow and simple. How's everybody doing, Cameron?
Today was hot, and I was
Today was
delivering
hot.
mail, so...
I also. I agree. I concur. John?
I'm good. That was so much better than either of you understand.
I can't wait
I'll
to
be
hear
excited to listen to
All right. Why? Why was that? Why did you both talk at the same time?
Because we're both hosting, man.
Hell yeah.
And we took some inspiration. Not gonna lie. If you know, you know. It's a great show. Go listen to it.
Oh shit.
But yeah, it honestly has been a while since I think we've gotten to the point that these episodes are often the only time that we're on calls and like actively talking to one another.
That is absolutely the last time that I've spoken directly to Daulton vocally was last episode. So.
Well, no, I saw you that one day that you were delivering
right.
when I came down. Oh, yeah.
You rode your
Okay.
bike for the first time.
Yeah. I rode my motorcycle for the first time this past week,
Yeah.
and it was awesome. It's probably I wish I'm gonna say his name because I know he's not gonna listen to this. I wish that Timmy knew that I rode my bike because I would love to talk to him about it.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, because I know that he and I were like. He always was so stoked when I'm like, I'm getting a bike. It's going to happen. I promise. And then like a month or two went by and I hadn't gotten one yet because it just took forever to find one that was in my budget and still something I wanted.
Right.
But yeah, I rode it for the first time. Me and my sister actually both have bikes. So we took the time. We went all around town and then we visited my mom for a bit. And then we went back into town and kind of just drove through the outskirts, and I got more comfortable. I think the fastest that I went was like 62 miles per hour, which made me feel really good about myself. I'm like, I got
pretty sketchy the first time you get up there, isn't it? Though.
Honestly, no.
Really?
I
Good.
was really comfortable. I was surprisingly comfortable.
Just like riding a bike. Just really fucking
except
fast.
Just really fast.
Except for when I went to park it and my sister pulled it up the driveway first. John, you've obviously seen our driveway.
Yeah.
So she pulled up around because my stepmom's car was still in the driveway. She pulled up around the car, but she pulled up really, really slow. So I ended up just bailing and going off to the side of the road, right up in front of our neighbors across the street, in front of their driveway, next to the telephone pole. So then I just sat there for a little bit. And I was waiting on her because she was taking so long. And then I managed to try to turn around. And I didn't turn with my wheel enough. And so then I went right into the neighbor's yard. And then I fucking dropped the thing. I dropped it right on in the grass.
In the grass?
Yeah, I was in the grass.
It's all right.
Yeah, no, I did. Also, it freaked me out a ton. I didn't know that bikes, when you drop them, a lot of them just like start leaking gas.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was normal, and I thought I broke something immediately because you wouldn't think that's a normal thing.
So when you started to drop it, did you try to catch it?
No, I just let it go.
You just let it go. All right. A
Yeah.
lot of people that try to catch it, they're a lot heavier than when you're straddling it and you're moving it back and forth with your body weight. They feel super
Mhm.
light until they go too far to one side. They're
Mhm.
heavy fuckers.
Yeah, no, trust me, I knew it was heavy the first day that I tried to use it because just getting it out of the shed, like scooting it on a flat plane, like with my feet in neutral, just like backing it up
Oh yeah.
out of the shed. That alone, I was like, damn, this thing is way heavier than it looks.
Yep.
Especially mine, because mine is very small.
Right.
But
That's funny.
but
Then
yeah,
that happened since the last episode, which is funny because since the last episode, I've bought a second motorcycle. So we need to get Sarah on my old one and get her learning. Then we can meet up with you, with me, her, and you, and we need to get Cameron a bike.
Cameron, yeah, Cameron, you need a
Now
bike.
it's
I would love.
publicly out there. I've already planted the seed, and I feel like I'm close, but
Yeah,
I feel like
I
he's
feel.
already made up his mind. He just is. He hasn't pulled the trigger yet because it's not time. I feel like he already wants one.
You actually want a motorcycle, Cameron, or are you just being peer pressured?
Probably.
No, I do. I mean, to
Hell yeah.
a degree, I do.
Yeah, like had we not implanted the idea, he might not have wanted one. But now that we're having fun, he wants to have fun, which makes me really happy because eventually we'll be able to go.
Ooh.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
my fucking bike. That's literally my bike. Mine's a 250, but it's like the same thing.
So the fun thing here. All right. So the recent fun thing. You know how I never really talked to you about it. I guess we'll make it short. The one that I just picked up is a 1987 Honda VFR 700. But with the exhaust that it has and the way the carbs are jetted, it runs drag times close to the same as a liter bike. So it'll run real close to 1000cc bikes.
Dang.
And I'm still getting used to that because it's not like. So did you play around with the throttle on your bike where you got confident enough to just rip the throttle open? Because at the end of the day, it is a 250 and nothing bad's going to happen by ripping the throttle open. You're just going to go forward real fast.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no,
Okay.
I haven't. I know, but I
Well,
know as you get up there, you can literally pull the
if you
bike right
rip
out
the
from under
throttle
you.
on the 700, the front tire will want to come up off the ground, and you have to shift your weight forward to keep that from happening if you don't want to. So you guys, allegedly this happened. Allegedly this happened. You guys know where the water treatment plant is. You know how
Yes.
you go through the tunnel and then it goes down and then there's that bump. Okay, right? Allegedly, I may have allegedly gotten up to like 70 miles an hour coming out of the tunnel.
The tunnel, dude.
Without realizing it. And when I hit that bump, I said Sarah was behind me. The front came. Sarah said the whole bike left the ground, but when it came down, I busted the front tire wide open.
Oh no.
So I went into Beltec, turned around, and I had to ride all the way home on a flat front, which you would think is sketchy, but I was pushing 45 on a flat front tire. She's just really good at riding forward, just didn't want to turn anymore. Turns out I popped the valve stem. I didn't bust the tire, I popped the valve stem out.
How did you
I don't know,
manage?
I've never seen that before.
That's so
The
funny.
tire's fine. I got the wheel taken off and everything reset within like an hour. Yes, I was wearing helmet and gloves.
The fact
So.
that you went through that specific tunnel of
Allegedly.
all places. Okay.
Allegedly.
The fact that someone that may or may not have been you allegedly blasted through that tunnel that has gigantic blind spots in it. When you like, I remember I used to live over that way, and in a car, half the time you couldn't see what the fuck was going on. You kind of just had to like get close and then get really close and then just
Right.
really hope that if there is somebody on the other side of the tunnel that they let you go because it's only wide
Right.
enough for one car. I guess
Or
with a
one
bike it's
car
maybe
and one
not as
bike.
bad. Yeah. I guess in that scenario it might not be as bad because if you were on a bike you like have a better chance of, I don't know, missing a car if you happen to be going through it the wrong time.
I'd rather hit the wall of the tunnel than hit the car that's coming my way. The tunnel's not coming my way. I'm just going to it. I'd rather shear the side of the tunnel than hit the front of a car.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, Cameron, anything new with you?
Oh, I sent you guys that picture of that Halloween decoration that about made me crap my pants. I don't know if you did you see that, John?
Dude.
What is it?
Oh my god. I had such a nerd moment. I can't believe you sent me that picture and I knew exactly where you
Oh,
were
what
when
the
you sent
fuck?
it.
Yeah, I caught that from the dude. I about threw my mail down. Yeah, I caught that from the corner of my eye and about crap my pants. It was awful. I don't. Whoever put that in your window,
Fuck
good
you.
good one. Yeah, good one. I hate you. Thank you.
That's great, dude. God. Was that today?
No, that
No,
was
okay.
what
So,
was
That was
that
yesterday,
yesterday?
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think so.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
cuz I oh, I delivered in a different office for the first time, like completely blind. I went to with me being in Tiffin now, I went to Fostoria, and that was interesting. Everyone there was really nice, and they got me
Good.
situated pretty well. So it was pretty much kind of like a grab and go type situation. But I think I was there until like 6. I got home around like 6 or so. They just had a lot of stuff.
Right on.
But
Q. All right. Opening question, guys. Remember what it is?
I do because you just told me.
I know. I know. You guys. I have a real bad habit of like when other people host, I don't forward them the information. It's all on my screen. And I tell them before we start, but I don't like send them a hard copy or a text or anything like that. First gaming memories or early gaming memories. Um, I would think like your core gaming memories. Like we've all seen Inside Out, right? The movie Inside Out.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Any listeners seen Inside Out? That wasn't a question. Don't answer. Your core memory, but for gaming, like for sure.
I have 2.
I have a couple of them as well.
Who wants to go first?
I can go first. Cameron will go first. Oh, was that nose goes? That was nose goes. Okay.
Oh,
I'll go.
Cameron doesn't want to go first.
Okay. Did you say you want to go first, Dalton? I heard nose goes. Dalton goes first.
Oh, okay. All right. Guess I'm going first. So I would say my earliest memory that I can remember is playing the NES. I know I'm young, but I've played an NES. Ain't that crazy? That's awesome. I feel like I was a part of a culture that it's like stolen valor. Like I was a part of
No,
a
that's
culture
not
that I had
stolen.
no right.
That's not stolen valor. That's just mad respect to your dad. Is what that is.
True, my parents, yeah, both of them, because that was the system they grew up with, and so they bought one when I got older because they wanted me to experience that similar, or not just me, but me and my siblings to
Right.
experience that similar childhood. But there are 2 games that immediately come to mind. One is Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I love that game with a burning passion. It is awesome. It's fun. I've played it for like 2 decades, quite literally. I think I've played that game since I was like 3 or 4 and I've never beaten it. Not once. I cannot get past Soda Popinski, and no one. There might be 10 people listening that know what that actually means, but it means that I did not get anywhere close to actually fighting Mike Tyson.
So how
Second
many
game,
how many fighters in is he?
oh, it's
I'll
got
look,
to be
I'll
like
look it up.
I
I'll
think
look
it's like 15 or 20 because the reason I say that is because there are a couple that you fight more than once. You'll fight like an alternative phase version of some of the fighters. Like Bald Bull has a second phase. Um, Piston Honda has a second phase.
Through the it's over halfway. So there's 4, 8, 12. That is 8 out of 12 of the way through. So you got close.
Yeah, I think well because he's like the title fight. I think
Okay.
for that segment, and then I think you fight 4 more. I'm pretty sure. I think
Yep.
it's broken down. I think it's broken
Sandman,
down in
Macho
fours.
Man, Mike Tyson, and Little Mac at the end. If I remember correctly, Little Mac is the it's like a bonus joke fight after
I see.
Mike Tyson, yeah.
You fight yourself. That's
Little
funny.
Mac. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my other game, and then I'll say my second memory. Um, the other game as part of my Nintendo days was Super Mario 3. I played it a ton.
I've never played that one.
Yeah, I think it's the very first one that introduced like the cat or the raccoon or whatever the fuck he is. I honestly don't know what it is.
Somebody
Tanuki.
probably Cameron's gonna scold me, but
What
I've never played any of the original Mario games. Mario 1, 2, and 3.
You
Not
said it
once.
was Super Mario 3.
3, yeah. It's got like a yellow
Uh,
cover, I think.
yeah, that well, people refer to it as a raccoon, but it's a tanuki, which is basically a
Tanuki.
raccoon.
Okay. But yeah, so that was another one that I played a ton, and that was also a game that I think I've still never beaten. Which that one it's a little bit more understandable because it's not like that's the first one that had like the world style uh
Like
traversal where you
the
like
like the top down view of the map, and you would like move around.
yeah, like the same way that the newer games have. Whereas the original, you could like skip worlds by finding the little shortcuts. I don't think there's anything like that in Super Mario 3. But and then but that's a great game. Anyone that has access to an NES or an NES alternative that's totally legal and not pirated whatsoever, uh, go for it because it's really fun. Yeah, looking at you, John. um, and then my other one is just what me playing Call of Duty as a kid. Me and my older brother. He's 3 years older than me, just about 3 years old. I think he's just under 3 years older than me. He and I, when I was a kid, we had an Xbox 360, but we didn't have access to online play.
Okay.
At least not all the time. Like my dad would buy us like a month here and there of Xbox Gold, and then we'd play for like a month. But we didn't spend too much time at his house. Me and my brother, we weren't like together at his house a lot, and we were the two that wanted to play online all the time. So we eventually. What are you laughing at? What is going on? Why? It,
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I googled Tanuki.
Oh yeah, no, I know why
Okay.
he's laughing.
Well, no. So, the one that I sent you guys is side by side of a raccoon and a tanuki. And I was gonna make the comment that a tanuki is very clearly just an anime version of a raccoon if you look at it. But this is the third photo that comes up when you Google tanuki.
Yeah,
oh
so
my god!
so let me clarify here because I I know okay, so
For
it
the listeners, we are actively looking at Tanuki Smut. Is what's happening right now.
oh, is that what we're doing?
I hate that Cameron seemingly has an
Yeah.
innate
Yeah.
What? Yeah. What clarification?
before I
How could
even
you make
fucking
this
said
clearer?
it.
Okay, so Japanese folklore, tanukis can bring good luck,
Oh,
but
it's a
only
yokai.
if you but only if you rub their testicles.
Did you say rub?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on. We're
Anyway,
moving past this. We're going back to talking about Call of Duty. Okay, so me and my brother, we would play online when we could, but when we didn't, he and I would just boost our stats on Modern Warfare 2 because Modern Warfare 2 was one of the first games where you could play private matches, but your private match profile still had a leveling system tied to it. I hate you both so fucking much. God damn it.
I'm done. I'm done.
What is
Now
this, dude? Oh my god.
I'm done.
Yeah, so that's everyone's
Jeez.
history lesson for today
That's it. That's
on a
episode 8,
Japanese
everybody. Good
mythology. Yeah.
night.
Yep. But yeah, uh,
It's episode
I love
8.
the NES. The games are cool, and I love Call of Duty, which I will talk about that for a split second. Uh, Tomorrow the Black Ops 6 beta comes out. I'm very excited about it. I know that kind of dates this episode, but that's fine.
Have a Yeah, it's fine. If you
Yeah.
watch, the date is in every episode.
Yeah, but if you are watching this at some point during or around the release, and you are a Call of Duty fan, and you pre-ordered the most recent Call of Duty game, which I know a lot of people haven't because a lot of Call of Duty fans have kind of fallen off, especially recently, um, you should play the open beta because I'll be playing it, and I will be excited to play it.
And what's
Is
your gamer tag, Dalton, to play with? No, I'm just messing.
is that beta available through Game Pass, or is that like strictly a pre-order bonus?
I think it's a pre-order bonus for the Vault Edition, if I'm not mistaken. There is an open beta that is just completely open, I'm pretty sure, and it's free. But I pre-ordered, so it's like an extra like 5 days early access or something. So instead of getting 1 week, you get 2 weeks.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so I'll be excited to check that out, and I'm sure either next episode or as a just as friends, we'll probably talk about it. So
Probably. Yeah. I'm
But-
gonna absolutely get in on some zombies action at some point.
hell
I know
yeah.
COD zombies bad.
Oh yeah, and I guess you guys both have Game Pass, so that kind of makes
Yeah.
it really easy for you. I bought it on Steam just because I wanted to buy it.
Now
But
is it are they doing it through the Call of Duty launcher or whatever on the Xbox?
yeah, or I don't know about on Xbox, but I know that's how it's framed on Steam.
So it's the same application for Warzone and all that fun stuff. They just
Yeah, and it's
have an
also
update for it, essentially.
yeah, and it's also tied into I think Modern Warfare 2 2022 and Modern Warfare 3
I'm very
2023.
uncomfortable that means technically we have a separate game launcher on Xbox for Call of Duty games. Makes me feel weird.
Yeah, I honestly wish that they never did it because the UI for that launcher is also really, really bad. And it's
So
really
bad.
slow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just-
it takes forever for you to be able to click through all the menus and like load up anything. It's not
like having an
optimized at
Origin
all.
launcher on your Xbox. It's just weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it is very weird. And, and I'm pretty sure it's also on any storefronts or anything on like the digital stores. It shows up as DLC, and it's rumored that there aren't going to be any achievements or trophies or anything.
I find that hard to believe. If they
I do
have an
too.
entire campaign without
There's
trophies
actually
or
a pretty good
achievements.
chunk of
Yeah.
people that'll just like write the game off if that's the
Yeah.
case.
Or maybe somebody said that there won't be a new platinum trophy for like PlayStation users, but I still even would kind of find that hard to believe. I would think that they would, similar to how they do DLCs on PlayStation, like you can segment different sets of trophies within like if they wanted to do it through the Call of Duty launcher, they could just have like the Modern Warfare 2 trophies and then the Modern Warfare 3 trophies because they did that with Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Like they had everything separated out.
Right.
But I guess we'll just see. We'll see when it comes out. I'm hopeful. I know like the game seems like it's obviously nostalgia baiting, but that's because that's
Right,
what Call of
yeah.
Duty has done for the past like 5 years. Ever since
Fair.
Modern Warfare 2019 came out, so
That's fair.
but I'm going to give it a shot and chances are if I'll play for like the first season and I'll max out the battle pass or whatnot and do all that stuff and sink my teeth into their seasonal model. And then if I feel bored after that, I'll just use it as a game to play for like 10, 20 minutes every day just to kind of chill.
Right. Fair enough.
But yeah. All right. John.
Yep. All right. So I find it very interesting. What you chose to talk about is your core games, your core memories, because I've always thought that like the things that you look at back with heavy nostalgia like that are typically the things that are a foundation for something, right? So for an extreme example, say the kid that grew up playing nothing but racing games races a real car nowadays, right? So like his foundation would be like, oh, he loved racing games. You have specifically stated that you despise fighting games in the past, yet you have a fondness for Mike
Yes.
Tyson's Punch-Out.
Well, but the thing with that is because it's exclusively a single player fighting game.
Okay.
And the pattern, all of the patterns are really predictable. It's great for like the spaz of my brain to be able to like predict the exact. It's almost like the same way that people that are really really good at Dark Souls games or From Software games, how they can map out entire move sets and like dodge like it's nothing.
Have you
Like that? That's how I feel about Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Have you
I've
guys
learned
seen the
every
meme?
move.
Have you guys seen the meme of the guy that says when your Dark Souls players mapping out the pattern of the raindrops? and it's the dude
Yeah.
just phasing fucking through the rain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted
He's
to
just
bring
like
that up.
he's teleporting like an Enderman
Yeah,
through the
yeah.
storm.
So I wanted to mention that because I have 3 that I want to talk about, and those 3 we've talked enough together on this podcast to have a pretty good idea of the backgrounds and the genres that we like the most. And my core memories definitely set the stage for that. So the first one I want to talk about is God, I probably was probably like 5 or 6 or some shit like that. In a basement of my uncle's house. Bad start, good ending, promise. They had an SNES.
You said
down
it, not
there,
me.
and I used to go down there and play Star Fox constantly on the SNES. And the funny thing about it was I had an SNES at home, but I only had a select few games. I had a Final Fantasy title, I had a Jurassic Park title, it was Super Mario World, the traditional 2D games. If I'm trusting my memory correctly, Star Fox on the SNES was my first experience with 3D games. And I was every single time. So this is the uncle I think I've mentioned before that lived up in Michigan that we used to go up there every single weekend without fail for like 10 years when I was growing up. So I spent a lot of time playing this game. It's just a really fond memory for me. It is the image of Fox and his compatriots going through the tunnel at the beginning of the game is seared into my brain. I've seen it thousands of times. The other one was in the back half of this house when my dad was still alive and I was growing up. He had a gaming computer back there, and that's where I had my first like real foray into PC gaming. Used to play the absolute shit out of Microsoft Flight Sim. Like I loved Microsoft Flight Sim, and there was also another one called Air Apache. It was a combat flight sim, but specifically for Apache helicopters, and we had the joystick and everything. Which, as you guys know, my spending habits. That's why I have that shit now.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
you've
I just
always
remember.
you've always loved like indulging in simulators.
Yes, that's the next memory too. But like, I just remember being like probably around 10. A lot of these are like 5 to 10 years old, and just like the Boeing 737 at the time. I do remember this. I used to know what every single switch in that cockpit did, without fail. Same with the Apache, because the Air Apache was like a hardcore simulator where like the startup sequence was like 30 switches and knobs, and like you had to do everything in the right order. And I've put hundreds and hundreds of hours into those. The other one was at another uncle's house upstairs this time. It's where I got my first taste of The Sims and Theme Hospital. And because of that, I have since put tens of thousands of hours into The Sims. I am a simaholic. I never talk about it, but like if you were to look up it, what was it? If they had The Sims 2, if they had Origin, if they had the Origin launcher during the Sims 2 days and the beginning of the Sims 3 days, you would like see multiple thousands of hours for the Sims. I love the Sims. Theme Hospital is fucking awesome too.
The only the only problem I have with the Sims, like the more like modern Sims, is that instead of just giving you a complete game, they're like, hey, here's a game with some stuff. Here's an expansion. Here's an expansion. Here's an expansion.
And it's
You know,
not
it's
that fucking bad if you keep up on it. Like if you're like, oh, new expansion's coming out, and because they do only come out with an expansion every, I think, twice a year. But it's like $40. It's fucking expensive for twice a year.
Didn't you
for the amount of
looked up
stuff
the
you get.
all-encompassing prices, didn't you, one time?
That's what I was trying to find, and Steam is going to overlay my recording of Discord if I do that, so I'm not going to do that. But I do distinctly remember that it was well over $1,000 if you were to get everything.
Yeah, I happened to be like browsing through the games that were on sale for Xbox for the summer sale or whatever, and a good majority of it was just add-ons for the Sims. It's
So
just
bad.
like, oh,
So what is cool about that though, is the Sims, all of the Sims games, you can get thousands of hours of genuine entertainment without feeling the want for more out of the base game. You really can. EA has made The Sims 4 base game completely free on everything. It's on Steam, on the Xbox, on the PlayStation. You can grab the base game absolutely free and play
I
it,
found it.
which is fucking awesome. Like,
So so all the DLC on the Sims 4 is
yeah.
$1,284.19.
Or the low price of 0 if you talk to people that know how to do those things. Allegedly.
Yeah, just talk to people and you get stuff free.
Talk to people. The Tanuki
Talk to
can do it
people.
for you. You just gotta rub his balls.
Go
Why is it gonna
go
give you
fuck yourself. Jesus. We need to get
Oh.
away from the Tanuki.
So
Yeah, I
when
probably should.
so you're
probably should've
telling
just
me
told
that when I draw up the new stick, don't worry about what the icon for this episode's gonna be.
John, no, John, no, John.
All right, well, this is going to be our last and or this will be our next and final episode because we are going to get banned.
Well, it's a good thing we weren't making money yet, because we wouldn't be making any money on this episode. John's like dying. I'm pretty sure John's like choking to death right now.
Yeah, I just watched him inhale and spit out however much water was in his face. Dude,
This episode's a fucking mess. I need
what
new
just
water.
happened to you?
You said we're banned, and I fucking shot water all over my keyboard. Anyway.
All right, so Cameron, what are your childhood gaming memories?
So I've
Burns.
guess I've got two. Like John was saying, this kind of like set the theme for like a lot of games that I'm into. Now, obviously, I branch off every once in a while, but uh, first one would be Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time on the N64.
Solid.
I don't remember exactly how long it took me to beat that game as a child, but getting to the midway point, when you are able to go into the Temple of Time and pull the Master Sword out of the pedestal and become Adult Link, who's like 7 years into the future. That like blew my mind as a kid, because it was like, oh, like you start off as like Kid Link, and then all of a sudden you're an Adult Link, and like the entire world of Hyrule is like changed over those 7 years.
Oh my
Um,
god. Sorry, I keep talking. I have a video that I'm going to send you guys that is also based on like time in video games and media, and it's really creepy, but it's really cool.
okay.
I'll find it.
So then, like I said, that just getting to the midway point blew my mind. But then, after whatever prolonged period of time it took me to beat the game, after I beat the game, that was one of the first games that I ever beat. So like that is ingrained in my memory. I really want to get a 3DS to play the remake that they did, like 6 years back now, 6 7 years back. Um, doesn't seem like that long ago, but it is, and that's disturbing to me. Uh, the other game, uh, and this is probably going to be kind of controversial, because some people like it and some people don't. Uh, but I have the game guide for it. It's Star Fox Adventures. Um, it's another puzzle game, puzzle
That's crazy
slash
that you have
sort of platforming.
the game guide for that.
Oh yeah,
I've always seen game guide books, but for newer games, they are like a bible and they're really expensive.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You should look at some of the old like Elder Scrolls.
Oh,
Paragraph
yeah.
I've
fuckers are huge.
I've got the one for Skyrim with all the DLC, and that thing is like this
Yeah.
thick.
You're kidding.
They're
Oh, I want to
massive.
next time I'm at your place, I want to see that cuz that sounds
I'll just grab
sick.
it real quick.
Just grab it. I had the Oblivion one at some point, and it's a good like 2 inches thick.
That's crazy. That's cool though.
I think the Witcher one was fucking massive too.
I think the Witcher one was one that I saw, like actually on sale somewhere before, and I always thought it was really neat. A lot of the times, the games that I found game guides for were ones that I didn't play, but I thought they were cool, so I wanted to buy the game guide just to read it. You
There
know?
was
Yeah.
there was
So
a point where, yeah, it's fucking huge and it's hard. I
That's
mean, hardcover. Yeah, I know.
insane.
That is a history textbook in school.
Oh my dude, wait, hold it back up like you just did. There's so
like,
much paper that well, hold it with the
oh,
cover exposed. It's thick enough that it's there you can see there's a slight little gap. It's pushing the actual hardcover off the binding. That's crazy.
Speaking of weird collectibles, I know Cameron has this as well, and I'm going to interject. This came in.
Let's
yes.
go.
Yeah. This is for those. Ignore my fucking key light. Jesus Christ. For those of you that don't. Oh my God.
Well,
Never mind. For those of you that are watching, this is the United States Postal Service's limited edition 50th anniversary framed set of Dungeons and Dragons stamps. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Postal nerds. Didn't give a shit about stamps until this came out.
yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't collect stamps, but I do now.
Yeah, Cameron has the same thing, so.
But Star Fox Adventures was one of the weirder games because it was gifted to me by my mom for a Christmas present, I believe. And at that point in time, I didn't really have like a say in what games I got. It was just like, hey, here's a game, enjoy it.
Right.
And it took a little bit to get into it because it's such a weird game. Because originally it wasn't even supposed to be Star Fox. It was like some other Nintendo character, and Nintendo was like, but what if we use Star Fox instead? Because that's a character that people already know. And that's where you get this division in the fans because like it was never supposed to be a Star Fox game.
Right.
So it's I don't even know how to explain it. You crash land on this alien planet that's full of like sentient dinosaurs, and you end up saving a woman fox. I believe her name was Crystal, if I remember correctly. Really dark. See her on the cover.
Okay. All right.
You end up
Blue-
saving
blue and
her,
white.
and yes, you end up saving her. And she's on this planet to save these guardian spirits that have become like dormant or like captured or in some sense like that. To restore peace to this planet. A pretty quick synopsis of the story that I haven't touched in like 17 years. So forgive me if it's a little incorrect.
Oh, you're good.
Rescue
was,
princess, save the world.
It was the
Exactly.
90s,
So it's
you
the-
see. It
the-
was the
the
early
cla-
2000s, you see.
The classic trope.
But yeah, that was another one of the games where after I beat it, it felt really good. I was like, wow, I put so much time into this game. And now I just do that on the regular because I hate myself.
Yeah, you're one of the like most dedicated, specifically platformer completionists that I've ever met.
Cameron, I think, is the first genuine achievement hunter that I've ever met. That's a badge of honor.
I always try, but I always give up.
I think
'cause
we've
then I
talked about the
find-
only
I find
only-
like that one achievement, and then I'm just like, nope. And then that's
the
it.
only one that I what the hell? I 100%ed Halo 3?
Yeah, that was just say
Yeah.
Halo 3 was the
Oh.
first game where I
And-
got every single achievement.
And COD 4. Because of
I hate that you've done that, and I know exactly what you're about to say.
Mile High Club.
Yeah.
I got obsessed with no, mine was stupid. All right. You would think it's like, oh, I just need the Mile High Club now. I gotta get it. And then I tortured myself. No, it was the other way around. I got a random smattering of achievements by playing the game. And then I went, ooh, what's the Mile High Club? And then I did it, and it wasn't even about the achievement. It was about fucking finishing it. Like just that level by itself is fucking hard. And then when I finished
Yeah.
it, I was about the achievement. Once I got the achievement, it was like all right, well, I did the hardest thing in the game. I'm literally would have tortured myself for no fucking reason if I don't go get all the other easy achievements at this point. So
Yeah.
then I 100%
Yeah, no,
did
that
it.
that one's nuts. The only games that I actually, the one thing I was a completionist about a few years ago, I did all of the Borderlands games.
Okay.
Oh God.
And I got all the platinum trophies on my PlayStation for all of them.
All of the named Borderlands games, or all of like the border, because like Tales from the Borderlands. and
Not
shit?
Tales.
Okay, okay.
Just the mainline franchise. So
The
1,
shooter.
2,
Go
pre-sequel,
with your shooters.
3. Did you guys see that they announced Borderlands 4?
Yes.
And did you also see that the movie flopped super
I-
fucking hard?
Cameron and I was talking about that in the
wasn't.
parking lot.
I
the
wasn't
other-
surprised.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised.
Have either of you seen it?
No.
No.
I refuse to.
I also haven't seen it. I'm curious.
We talked about that too. The only reason that I literally watched the trailer a couple times and went, it looks fun at least. But Tina is
It's-
all wrong, so I just refused to watch it.
I'll be honest, as soon as I saw Kevin Hart was in the movie, I was like, nope. I was like, that's not the right person for this.
No, it's not. I mean, it's comedic, but it's not a comedy.
Yeah, no, Borderlands has never been like a comedy franchise. It's
Yeah.
been funny, but a lot of times not on purpose, or at
Mhm.
least not it's not like the first thought in the whole thing.
The humor is used to enhance the violence and vulgarity of the world,
Yeah.
not to sidetrack it or like distract you
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah, it's used
it's
as a tool, not a crutch.
The same sense, yeah, same sense as the Fallout universe. There's a lot of
Mhm.
humor in it, but that humor is used to enhance the absurdity and violence and yeah.
Right.
So,
But
yeah.
all right, anything else before we get into our
Um,
main titles of the week?
I wanted to call out the video that you shared in our Discord. For
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
listening or watching, is by
Yeah,
Daryl
yeah.
Talks Games. I have seen this video.
Oh, you
twice now.
have?
Twice now.
Dang.
I love him.
I had never seen any of his stuff before I watched that, and then
if
I was like,
I were
wow,
to
that was
start-
really good.
Have you seen any of his stuff other than this video?
No, that was my
If
first
I
video.
were
of
to
his.
start a video essay channel on YouTube based on video games, I would just straight rip him off. Like, he is exactly what like in the past when I've talked about, like when I talked to you guys privately about wanting to do video essays and stuff like that, and like infospectives on video games, he's literally, before I even knew who he was, it's like to the T the kind of shit that I want to do. Watch more of his stuff. Daryl Talks Games for anybody listening. Fantastic channel.
I have seen his most recent video.
That was, I think I
It's
just
called
watched it.
How to Forget a Game.
Yes, yeah, that was a wild ride too.
Yeah, I was listening to that while I was carrying mail in over in that other office.
Looks like I'll have to look at his channel. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, definitely watch the video that I linked though, because it's like a
His-
really interesting.
His type of content is deep philosophical idea of video game and how it ties into real life using real life examples.
Yeah.
Literally, so like stories that use time to hurt you, he uses incidents that have happened in the past that affect your mind and how you view them then when you experience them versus now how you think about them, how you think they were versus how they really were when you actually experience them, and ties it into gaming culture. Super cool stuff.
Well, I'll put my philosophy credit from college to use.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm willing to talk about some games.
My philosophy course was a math class. Not kidding.
I never took
Ew.
health class.
Yeah, it was really bizarre. They tried to they like baked philosophical proofing into like algebraic algorithms. It was really messed up. It was the worst class I'd.
Fuck?
No, I'm dead serious. It
That's-
was philosophy and math baked together.
I don't like the sound of that at all.
No, it was probably my least favorite class of all time. But-
I'm pretty, just a side tangent before we get on. I'm pretty sure my professor came in stoned just about every day. Anyway,
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's get into some games.
Yeah.
Just no one talks. All
Um,
right, who wants to go first?
I know what I brought. I think I'm about 100% sure I know what Daulton brought. I'm most curious to see if Cameron's gonna follow along.
Follow along in what manner?
So Daulton and I brought games pretty much from the same genre. Mine has always been in the genre that mine is, or on the platform that mine is. Daulton's started out as a Flash game, but is now mostly on the same platform that I'm talking about. Do you have any guesses?
I guess you're kind of right.
Castle Crashers? Alien Hominid?
No.
Castle Crashers is getting a remake, reboot.
I saw that, and the kids in my house are gonna flip their lid when they find out about that.
All right. Well, I was about to go.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me take you back in time.
Oh yeah,
Picture this.
You go first. You got it. You get this.
Picture this. You are in middle school. Unless you're older than me, then you weren't in middle school at this time.
I was a junior.
Shut up.
Computer lab.
I know you
on funnyjunk.com.
Yeah, well, you still played it.
World?
Flash games were at the peak of their popularity. Kids could not get enough of them because they knew that there were certain websites that they'd be able to get through their school's firewall and be able to access websites to play games during their computer courses. Today, we're talking about Bloons Tower Defense, but not the old ones. The old ones I played a lot of. I am talking about the most recent one, Bloons Tower Defense 6. So, I love this game. A little too much. It is very much like everybody has a game that they play where the sole purpose is for them to be able to just sit and chill and just like relax without having to think too much about it. Like, obviously there are strategies to this game because it's a tower defense game and you have to like be able to plan it out and map out what towers and what characters you're going to put into the world. But it's a game that I always, it's weirdly like Call of Duty, and I know that sounds insane because they require two different levels of energy, but I play Call of Duty borderline subconsciously at this point, where I can sit and have a conversation and watch a YouTube video while playing Call of Duty. It's really weird. A lot of people do it though. I honestly don't know why I picked this game to talk about. I think it kind of ties. I think it's more because it ties into our original like bonus topic, which was like the childhood memory games. Because I think this like was pretty well baked into my childhood, specifically in school. Because me and my friends would compete to see like who could get to the highest round, who could last the longest if we all started at the same time and had like the auto start on the rounds keep going. But here, I'll give you just a quick background. Bloons Tower Defense 6 was released in 2018, developed and published by Ninja Kiwi. It's a tower defense game where various monkeys pop balloons, spelled Bloons, or balloons, the party object that we see everywhere that kids love to make loud noises with and pop and explode. And I didn't read this. On Wikipedia, it says it's the 6th and final entry of Bloons Tower Defense, which is interesting. I didn't realize that was a thing that they were like cutting off.
Mm-hmm.
It has a separate spin-off called Bloons Tower Defense 6 Plus on Apple Arcade, and then it also has the game. Okay, so it's on mobile, it's on Mac, it's on Windows, it's on apparently it's on Xbox One and Series X, and Vision OS and Android, and it was released on Netflix. So lots of stuff. So it's you literally, if you just have a computer device or a similar alternative, you will be able to play this game. It's pretty fun. I think on mobile it's only like $5 or $6, something like that. It's not anything crazy expensive, and I think it's a similar story on Steam. It might be a little bit more expensive on Steam, but traditionally it was more of a mobile game because that was just, especially with Bloons Tower Defense 5, that's where it sort of got a lot more of its popularity, was on mobile. And stroke.
For those of you wondering, Vision OS is the operating system that runs the Apple Vision Pro, the Apple's alternative reality headset.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know why I didn't think. It's
good.
like it's so new that I don't even like.
No,
I haven't put
you said it, and my
put the pieces
brain
together.
had a stroke, and I was like, I know that. Why do I know
So-
that though?
Wait, are you saying that you can play it in VR? Is that what you're saying?
I'm
Yeah, or I
imaging
think
it right now. Hold on.
well, because Vision OS, I feel like it's different, right? It's like it's VR, but it's really just like a camera that like feeds your own
Yeah, you guys
vision
remember
to
the
you.
Google? You guys remember Google Glass? Google Glass.
Yes.
Remember Google Glass?
Yeah,
It's
that
essentially
lasted
what
like
it is, but
6 months.
interactive. Yeah,
Okay.
it was the glasses that you put on, but it had like the crystal off to one side, so like you could watch a YouTube video technically on your glasses, but you couldn't do anything with it. That's what the AR is. So essentially, I'm looking at Google images of it, of people playing it, and essentially what it is it has a
Wow,
window open.
we're just in a mood today.
I know. The game is in a window right here, and you can like pinch the window and move it around, like leave it there. So if anybody, side tangent, if anybody hasn't seen footage of Apple OS or the Apple Vision Pro, unnecessarily overpriced but ridiculously cool. You could open YouTube and leave the window here, like literally about this big right here, and watch it. And you could walk away. You walk way over here, and while you're over here, it'll still be right here, this big. And you can make it bigger because you're on the other side of the room. It's weird shit. I've seen
Okay,
videos
yeah.
of people will put the headset on and then put a second TV next to their actual TV and watch YouTube videos in the Apple Vision Pro while playing PS5 on their regular TV. It's weird shit.
Okay.
It's
Now I know.
super fucking sick, but it is so unnecessarily overpriced. It's like
Now I know what you're
$2,000
talking
for a
about.
headset.
Because I saw an advertisement where this guy was like relaxing on his couch wanting to watch a movie, and he literally like cast it up on his ceiling while he was like laying on his couch looking up at it. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Dalton.
No, you're good. It's I will say that I think I would actually love playing Bloons Tower Defense on my Apple Vision Pro while watching a YouTube video while playing my PlayStation.
You have like 50 different screens open.
Yeah. No, it's like that's like if rich people got brain rot, they would want a Vision
Right.
Pro.
And I think one of the wildest things I've seen about the headset is like if I have it right here, right? If Sarah's playing a game right there on her computer and I have like Bloons here or whatever, and I'm playing however the fuck you play, probably with your fingers, I don't know. And she's like, "Oh, John, look at this. It can tell what you're focusing on, and if you try to focus past the game, whatever screen you're trying to focus past will dim out so you can see whatever the fuck's on the other side of it without hand gestures or anything. You just refocus your eyes and it dims. It's so fucking weird.
I think if they manage to make that something that is affordable, that it will become like people will wear those as regular glasses.
Oh, dude, you should look up this. We're going so off tangent. I said this was going to be a short episode. You should look up videos of like there are people that like wear them daily in like New York City or like,
Dude, I would do it. I would do it in a
no,
heartbeat.
like
Not
they
even
just walk
kidding.
down the fucking street.
I
Like
would
there was a
deliver
video
mail.
of
I would
somebody.
deliver mail with
There
it
was a
on.
fucking video of somebody crossing the crosswalk, and like they tripped over something, and fell, and they got up, put the headset back on, and started.
What a dystopian future we live in.
No,
What?
it's crazy. Dude, I'm kind of here for it though.
There was
I think it's
somebody
really
that was
cool.
like door dashing on their bike. They were riding their fucking bike down fucking Manhattan or some shit, just wearing an Apple Vision Pro headset.
Yeah.
And my
Well, I mean,
first thought
you can
was
still
like,
you can still see.
well, yeah, but it's more of a. How much, sorry for any of the rich snobby assholes out there, but how much of a rich snobby asshole do you have to be to just willingly. Dalton, would you wear a $3,000 headset that doesn't have a warranty or insurance on it every day while you deliver mail?
100%.
You really
Unironically,
would?
not kidding. Yes, if I could,
Really?
if I could afford
If
and
it
justify
falls and
buying it,
breaks, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I just
I think. I mean, that would depend on like the assembly of it. Like if it's well
it's all
engineered, there's a
plastic.
good.
It's literally
Well,
all.
I know.
There's
But
been videos of people taking them apart and like hammering them for like some of the cheapest quality fucking assembly practices.
yeah. Well, I think it's just because
turn this into a smashing Apple episode.
I think it's just because it's like an introductory product in this sort of sphere that Apple's stepping into. I do think that eventually the quality will go up.
3,000. You can purchase it two different ways: $3,499 all in, or $291 a month for 12 months.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I'm looking at that 12-month option right now, actually.
Wait,
Let's
so
talk
you can
about
be
balloons.
that way you can be the rich snobby asshole.
No, I just won't wear it out in public. Management's gonna come at me for Don't come at me for headphones. You can't come at me for headphones. I'm not wearing earbuds. They're not earbuds.
These are my my professional grade sunglasses. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're military grade sunglasses.
But yeah,
It's
so
really cool. Like I program my route so CCAs can wear it. So like when you look at a house, the address pop. That'd be sick.
Whoa.
The training opportunities are endless.
Yeah, but so unrealistic for the money you'd have to spend to design something like that. But
We were talking about games at one point.
yeah, so Bloons Tower Defense 6. I've been playing it the last couple of weeks. I mean, I've played it for a while, but
Right.
the last couple of weeks I have been going for what are called black borders on the maps, which pretty much means you play it through anyone that's unfamiliar with the game. It's a tower defense game where you place down monkeys. The monkeys function as the towers, and there are like different iterations where they use certain weapons, certain hardware, certain vehicles, all kinds of different stuff. And you upgrade them with certain predetermined upgrade paths that give them extra abilities, give them extra like damage potential, whatever it is. So, and as each round passes, the difficulty increases. So easy, medium, and hard are the three main difficulties where you go to around 50, 65, and 80, I think is what they are. And then each of those have different medals within those sections. So it'll be like easy, and then there will be like 2 or 3 other game modes where like you can only use this certain category of monkeys, or you can't spend any money past a certain round, or there's all kinds of different ones. Or the later difficulties, or the later sub categories have you go to even higher rounds. Where I think the highest one you go to is 100. But basically what I've been doing the last couple of weeks is playing this game because it has been very nice and therapeutic and relaxing for me to just like sit and chill, play this while I'm watching a YouTube video or something, kill some time, and also entertain myself, as that's what games are for in many ways. But what I love to do, or what I've been loving about this game, is trying to get all of the medals for each map. So far, I only have one done, but that's just because one game takes like 20 minutes. And as you go through each of the medals, the time increases each time because you have to plan it out differently, and you have to like stop and start the rounds differently. It can get a little complicated if you don't know what you're doing, but once you figure out like sort of the meta, I guess,
Yeah.
you're able to blow through a lot of it pretty quick. But um oh, I just read here also apparently it was also released on PS4 and PS5, which I think is crazy because I don't know how the hell you would play any of those games on PS4 or 5 unless it has like a roaming cursor similar to like the Destiny interface.
Right.
But yeah, no, my segment's pretty short just because I
Just
don't
because
have
the type of game it is, yeah.
yeah, it's a pretty straightforward game as far as what you do, and if you're looking for something that just like lets you relax and play a game without like the stress of really learning anything, like you learn things more passively than you don't have to actively think about what you're doing. You can tend to just like start a game on easy, and if you manage to lose all your lives by the end of the 50 rounds or whatever, then you're like, oh well, I guess my strategy didn't do too well, let me restart and try something different. And then you eventually figure out what works, and there's a really long drawn out like XP system for like unlocking later abilities. You have to level up your monkeys, and unlocking certain uh power ups, uh or even some of the later maps are all linked to either your XP level or your monkey's XP levels, depending on what it is that you're trying to access. But it's like it's a very grindy game if you're trying to do a lot with the game, and it will take you a long time. But for me, that's kind of the beauty of it, is like I don't play it a lot, but I do play it for long periods of time, if that makes any sense. And it's a way for me to just like decompress and just hang out and have fun. So if you're looking for something to just chill out with, it's a pretty nice game. And it's got co-op too, where you can run maps with other people, which is really fun.
Yep.
Especially, I just recently ran one with one of my buddies from high school. I don't get to talk to him too whole lot, but he has been playing Bloons here recently, and he saw that I was also on, and he messaged me, and he was like, I see you're playing Bloons. Would you like to play? And I'm like, hell yeah, I would. So we jumped into a co-op and played for like 2 hours, I'm pretty sure. Just like 2 hours straight of just like running different maps and everything. But it's surprisingly fun co-op because you can also strategize like with your other people playing with you, and a lot of times that can make it really fun. But oh, but yeah, check out that game. It's a fun game. Anyone listening, it's a good game, and you can get it literally on anything. You can get it on your phone, you can get it on a computer, you can get it on a console as long as you have like a newer console. So
Pregnancy test. Required Doom name drop for every
Oh,
episode
there we go.
here.
Okay,
Also,
I didn't know where you
yeah,
were going with
no.
that.
Also, another Crab's Treasure. It's the other name drop we have to hit every episode. Anyway,
So we're just gonna have to
Yeah.
start doing we're gonna have to like give our listeners and viewers like bingo boards and just have random things on it that we say in every episode. Um Obviously another crab's treasure is basically your bonus square right in the center. So just anytime you're playing, that's gonna be your first mark.
John
oh my
cries from laughing.
oh my god, wait, can we actually have a door-to-door bingo board?
I think we have enough content that we can. John
We
puts the headphones
yeah.
down and walks out. Like, yeah, I think we got enough content. We can come up with something.
Well, think about how weirdly interactive that would be, like for people listening, is they can like
Well,
pull it up, and as they're listening, they're like, "Oh
Cameron
shit!"
was. I don't want to ruin anything, but Cameron was talking about an interactive thing at one point as well that I think we
yeah,
both
I
thought about.
still plan on doing that.
Do you? Okay. All right.
Um we can talk about it
We'll
after. I
talk
don't
about
think
it after
Dalton
I
is
cut
aware.
recording.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
I think you mentioned it briefly in a text, but I have not really
I
heard
love bees.
much past
I love
that.
bees.
But yeah, so that's my game. Pretty short and sweet.
Cool. All right.
All
Want
right,
me to
hey,
go next?
quick pause, quick pause. It is 6:48. I am supposed to be to my friend's place at 7. How do we want to handle this?
Do we want to pause and pick up tomorrow? Are we able
I
to
That's
can
pick up tomorrow?
I can do that if you guys are willing to do that.
Okay.
That'll work completely fine for me. Is there a time that we would want to do tomorrow?
I have
probably about the same time. I would say 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we'll zoom through it. I mean, it's just me and Cameron that have to talk, and then housekeeping. So yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
You guys are cool with that? I don't want to be like sour
No,
in
yeah,
the
you're
mood.
good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the schedule has kind of like fallen apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're
no,
good.
yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up because I completely forgot about it. If I'm being fair.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that I said something now before we got into anything more substantial.
No,
So
you're good. Insert awkward cut. Is it still the same day for you for the other recording for like
Yes,
3 episodes
I
ago or
moved.
some shit?
Yes, I moved time zones while you guys weren't paying attention.
So you went backwards around the Earth, but like in a time traveler way, where if you keep going backwards, you'll just go back in time.
Yes,
Gotcha. Cool.
it was a very costly expense, but I think it's worth it to keep with continuity. So
I always wondered, genuinely off topic, I've always wondered how that would work. Like, at what point, because you go backwards in time zones, at what point do you catch up with yourself? And how weird would that be on your brain when you, you know what I mean?
well,
You're going
you're getting
backwards, and at one point you go from going backwards in time, technically, to forwards in time by a solid 24 or something.
well. You're getting into the bootstrap paradox, where like if I went back in time and killed my grandpa, I wouldn't exist. But in order for me to
Right.
kill my grandpa, I would have to exist.
It's,
So like it just kind of cancels it out.
is that similar to the Fry's paradox from Futurama, where he is his own grandpa?
Y- yes,
Okay.
that's literally how they worked around that.
Oh shit! All right. All right, where were we at when we left? Daulton talked about his game.
I believe you were going to talk about yours next.
Was I gonna go next? Okay. All right. I'll go.
I mean, if not, I can go. Doesn't much matter.
No, it doesn't matter to me. You want to rock paper scissors it? This episode is already fallen apart enough. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, let's.
right.
Let's.
Ready?
Do we go?
Well, okay.
Go on
You see,
three?
you see all the blood on my knuckles, by the way. You see this?
Yeah, what'd you do?
So I'm getting glare.
Now that we're-
By the way, my Sarah is playing a game off to my right. So when she was on vacation, I went to visit them at the cabin that she rented. They had a bag of ice in the freezer that was just like a solid block of ice, and it needed broken up. Yeah. So my youngest, or my second youngest, was like, punch it, and he went, wha, and I was like this, wha, and he's like, yeah. So I hauled the fuck off and blasted it, and at the last second, my brain was like, ice is like concrete when it's hard, or when it's like a brick. And I bloodied every single one of my knuckles. I split them all clean open.
Did you at least break some of the ice?
I think I broke a couple of pieces apart. It was still a pretty solid brick when I was done. All right. Anyway, ready?
Are we going on three or going on? Shoot.
We go 1, 2, 3. So
Okay.
go on 3. 1, 2, 3.
3. Okay.
We never determined what. So does the winner get to choose who goes first, or?
Sure. Let's just
Okay,
go, let's just
all
go
right.
with that.
I kind of want Cameron to go first.
Okay. I'll
cool.
go first. Okay. So the game that I chose to do is the it's Super Mario Sunshine.
Super Mario Sunshine!
Which is the second 3D Mario game in the series.
Right on.
And again, this game is like super like it literally divides the fan base because some people absolutely love it and some people think it is the freakiest Mario game because they incorporated voice acting into it,
Right.
which is like really weird. It was a really weird step. But anyway, the entire premise of the game is that Mario, Peach, and some of the Toads. I believe that was the first introduction of Toadsworth, the little old shrivelly mushroom with the mustache and cane. they're going on a vacation to this place called Isle Delfino, which is Italian
Right.
for Dolphin Island, which is a callback to the GameCube, the project name for the GameCube.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're going on vacation, and as they're getting there, they're watching like a what do you want to call it? Like an introduction video to the island, and Peach notices this shadow kind of like jumping around in the background. It looks suspiciously like Mario, so doesn't really think too much about it. She's like, "Oh, that's weird." When they go to land, there's this giant, goopy, oily mess on the runway, so they have to do a pretty hard landing. And as they leave the plane, Mario is basically accosted for creating that and all of the other graffiti and mess that is all over this island. They literally just landed.
Okay. All right.
So you end up finding this like a power washer. Basically, it's a glorified power washer, and its name is Flood. Like,
The
but I'm
backpack
trying to
has
think of.
name in Sunshine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
It
didn't
also
know
has
that.
voice line. Yeah, it can also
I
talk
didn't
as
know
well.
that either.
It's a weird game. It's a weird game. So yeah, you get this power washer basically that is also a jetpack, a rocket, and a like a speedboat. They're all like different attachments that you get throughout the game. But you end up getting that, and you clean off the mess, and as you do, some of the police officers come in and basically arrest you for a day. They take you to court, and because you have no evidence supporting that you didn't do it, they're like, "Hey, as your punishment, you need to clean the entire island before you can." So you go through multiple stages. There's multiple maps, and it's all very beautiful. I should have mentioned at the start. This game takes place in like a tropical paradise,
Okay.
and one of the reasons it is like my favorite game of all time, it is like on my top 5 list,
Okay.
is because I've never been to anywhere tropical for like vacation. The closest place I've been is Florida. So,
Okay.
you know,
All right.
that's about as tropical as it gets.
It's fairly tropical, to be fair. Yeah.
But I mean, like this is like
As far as like, it's
like
not a Jamaica or a Cuba or something like that, or a South
yeah,
America. Like
yeah.
your
I would
tropical that's in the
love to
game.
go to Hawaii. I would love to
Right.
go to Hawaii. But like that's the kind of setting. It's like Hawaii. You have these really pristine beaches. You have tropical reefs. You have all variants of fish and stuff swimming in the water.
Right.
Like I said, you go through these different stages, and you're cleaning up the mess made by your doppelganger, I guess, so to speak. Uh, and as you clean up and defeat these different bosses that are scattered throughout these different maps, you're collecting these things called shine sprites, which are like the guardian deities of the island.
Okay.
So like, because the island is so disgusting right now, there's no shine sprites. They all just kind of dispersed, and because they dispersed, there's like this cloud of darkness just all over the island. So people aren't happy about that either. Think here. And it was kind of interesting the way that they introduced the fast travel mechanic in the game, because you meet your doppelganger, and he's got this paintbrush where anything that he kind of paints comes to life, which is kind of cool if you think about it. But he paints like these M's. Yeah, they're like, it's like in the shape of an M, but it has like two little accent marks above it because he's like evil Mario.
Right.
So he ends up painting these M's, and they act as like fast travel points.
Sorry, I just like the phrase "evil Mario."
Evil Mario. He does look pretty cool though. Because he's like a doppelganger, he looks like you, but he's like an oily blue color It's kind of
Okay.
cool. It's like semi-transparent, but like still solid. Uh, so as you progress through the game, you end up finding out that, well, spoilers for anyone who hasn't played this game, even though it's like 17 years old.
I have
Um,
not played this game, so I'm actually going to put the headset down for a second so you can continue.
Okay,
I'm still
that's
editing
fine.
the episode, so it doesn't mean anything, but it's hot as hell in here, and I need to put my hair up.
Okay. So as you progress through the game, you find out that your doppelganger is Bowser Jr., which is like one of Bowser's kids, I guess, or his only kid, and then everyone else is like a relative. I don't know how that works. So anyway, you find out who he actually is, and his whole purpose is basically to get Peach to Bowser, basically. Trying to think what else. That's like the premise of the entire game. Uh, I guess the mechanics. I can talk about the mechanics of the game. So, like I said, this was the second 3D Mario game after Super Mario 64.
Was
Um,
it really?
yeah, yeah.
I
It's
didn't
the
realize that. Yeah, because the like I've dabbled with Sunshine before, and the graphics between 64 and Sunshine is like night and day. Like
yeah.
night and day.
Now, if you look deeper into what Sunshine was like during the oh, I don't know what it was called back in the day, like the Nintendo like fest where they talk about all their Nintendo games.
Mhm.
They showcased Super Mario Sunshine, and it was like a completely different game. Like the
Really?
mechanics were all still there, but like they had like actual people, like humanoids, in there. Whereas the game actually came out, you have nothing but the villagers that live on the island called Piantas, which is like Italian for plant, like plant people.
Right.
Anyway, the mechanics of the game are really cool. Like I said, you have this sentient power washer that doubles as a jetpack, and they really made the maps like completely versatile. Like you can run and wall jump and do flips, but the main selling point is that you have this jetpack that allows you to kind of hover for a short duration of time. But you can string together, like you can like run, do a triple jump, and then hover, and you can basically get anywhere on any of these maps. Like I said, they have a variety of different nozzle attachments. One of them is like uh, a turbo jetpack where you have to stand still and it charges up and it just shoots you straight up into the air, like super high.
Mhm.
They have another one. It acts as like a boat propeller, basically, where like you just run super fast. And
Okay.
they all have these little gimmicks that are attached to them. So like some of them were an afterthought. You can tell like it was like, oh yeah, let's have this nozzle, and you might use it 2 or 3 times in the entire game. They really focused on just the hover like aspect, the jetpack aspect of it. Uh, but the game, like I said, the reason the game is so close to my heart is because it is a tropical paradise. I mean, when you look at that game, it's like, man, I
Mhm.
wish I could just be sucked into the TV. Uh, and yeah, one of my favorite maps is Gelato Beach, and it's just this pristine white sand beach with like tropical fish and coral reef and like a boardwalk that just leads out into like this little gazebo area that's like out in the water. It's very
Mhm.
beautiful. Um, eh, and like I said, the game is heavily divided amongst the fans for numerous reasons. One of them being the voice acting, which was really weird for a game like that at that point in
Mhm.
time. And then the other one is they strayed away from what you could do in Super Mario 64. Um, Super Mario 64, you you could basically do whatever level you wanted at any point in time, in any
As long
order that you
as
wanted.
long as you had the stars to get it unlocked. Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Yes, yeah, but like let's say you went into like bomb battlefield. Okay, you didn't have like a set star that you needed to collect in a particular order. You could do whatever you wanted in that world and get the stars in any order you wanted. Um, Super Mario Sunshine, you would go into the first world and it would be like, hey, this is your first objective. You need to do this objective, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next. So it follows this really linear progression, which people didn't really like. Um, and to get to the end of the game, you need to get to the seventh shine sprite of every level. Um, like I said, it's a very linear based game from what it came from,
Okay.
being Super Mario 64.
You have the
So,
strategy guide for that one?
unfortunately, I don't. I saw a copy of it at some point, and I thought about picking it up. And if it's still there, I might pick it up.
Okay. All right.
So
Because that's considered a mainline, like 64 Odyssey. That's a mainline Super Mario game, correct?
yeah.
I think that might be the only one that I haven't played. Let's see, 64, then Sunshine, and then Galaxy.
That sounds right.
Galaxy,
I've
I think
played.
I don't think I've really played either then, because then it's
I've
Odyssey, which is the most recent one. No, Odyssey is the
Super Mario
last one. Then
Galaxy.
Galaxy
It's
2.
Super
There was a
Mario
sequel.
Galaxy 2.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I don't know if they came out back to back, but yes, there's
Okay.
a sequel.
Right on. Oh,
Yeah, I don't follow Mario games too often, but when they're really interesting, I will pick them up. And that one, Super Mario Sunshine was really interesting, and Odyssey was really interesting as well.
Okay.
Um, but I did end up getting the Super Mario All Stars bundle game that came out not too long ago.
Okay.
It was like 64 Galaxy and Sunshine.
That's on the. Was that on the Switch? I think I have that as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Right on. I do remember. I remember the Galaxy. I did not like the controls on Galaxy on the Wii, or when they redid the controls for any of the more modern consoles like the Wii U. I think they did it for, and then they did it for the Switch as well. Because I remember they did something weird where they obviously in Galaxy there was a lot of stuff that had to do with the motion of the Wiimote. There was a special cursor on screen that you would use the Wiimote to follow around to collect things on the ground. And then when they remastered it for I think the Wii U and especially I do know for the Switch, they mapped that to one of the sticks, but it's very similar to using the stick or the mouse to stick controls in the menus on Destiny. It's just very slow and not very responsive, if you will.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I hated that. But I know Sarah's wanted to play Sunshine for a long while, and we have it, and I've wanted to get through it. And I don't, just for some reason we've never touched it. So cool.
I will say, at least on the Switch version, it wasn't well received because they did up the texture resolution, so it looks nicer. But all they did was they just ported over, um, like they basically just emulated a port onto the
Right.
Switch. So people were kind of upset with that. But yeah. Otherwise, it's a good game. It's still a good game. So
Oh, I just saw Mario on the screen behind me. I was trying. That's funny. Cool. All right. Sounds like you had a good time with it then. Is this something you've played before? You said you played this before, obviously, because you said at one point it was near and dear to your heart.
yeah, I've played it as a kid, in middle school. I played it through in high school. I've started playing it again at one point in time, but I stopped.
Okay.
It's a game that I quite enjoy playing. I pick it back up every once in a while.
Right on. Hell yeah. All right. All right. You good to go? You ready for mine?
Yeah,
Let's hear it.
Okay.
What do you got?
All right. So Dalton came in clutch with Bloons on this episode, which got me wondering about my game, and I have our website pulled up. Looking through our master list of shit that we've covered, and we have covered some absolute bangers on this podcast, like Another Crab's Treasure. Okay, I mean that's the second time that we've name dropped this, and we have to keep that up. Destiny, Death Stranding, Elden Ring, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, GTA 5, Halo, CE, the Paper Mario, a lot of the Mario series, Rainbow Six Siege, Shenmue, Sly Cooper, The Witcher, multiple 40K games, Bolt Gun and Space Marine. So it's time that we bring a genuine. I'm hitting it out of the park with this one. It is time that we bring a genuine mobile game to the table, and I hate myself for it. I played for the past like 6 years Pixel Starships. All right, so as I said, Pixel Starships is a mobile game. It was released in like 2016, 2000. What was it? It was released in January of 2016. Originally, it was an Android-only game. Later on, it came to Apple products, the iPhone series and whatnot. And now, the footage that's recorded behind me, I captured on Steam, because it's now on all iOS devices. It's on Mac operating systems. You can get it on the Windows Store, the Microsoft Store, whatever it is, as well as Steam, in addition to your mobile devices. What it is it is a really weird hybrid of an MMO, and there's nothing really to compare it to. So essentially the premise is you're a starship captain that has to start with a small ship, and then you battle. The game loop is very similar to Clash of Clans or something like that, where you attack your enemy to get their loot, right? And then you set up your defenses in order to protect that loot while you save up enough of it to upgrade your stuff. So it's kind of like Clash of Clans or Battle for the Galaxy if you played that, but in a strategy or a space strategy way. So you start out with a small ship, and you get different rooms that you can buy for your ship, and you can arrange them however you want. If anybody's played FTL or seen FTL, it's a really popular top-down space shooter strategy game from probably about 10 years ago, give or take. So you can buy different rooms. Some of them have to do with mineral mining, for example, storage of those minerals. Other ones are defensive rooms. Other ones are offensive rooms, like different weapons and stuff like that. And what you do is you upgrade those rooms by, like I said earlier, attacking your enemies or just kind of waiting for your ship to mine the resources. And then you use those resources to upgrade those rooms to fight higher level enemies. There's a campaign mode in the game where you can do different missions and fight computer-controlled stuff, but a lot of it is PvP. Like this enemy behind me right now is another player's ship. It's not active combat, so they're not sitting there, defending their ship. What you can do is the game, you can set your ship in defensive situations to either use certain weapons on certain rooms or have certain characters defend certain rooms through essentially a Python script that you can code for each room or each character on your ship. It's not coding. It's more like Unreal Engine uses when they're developing games, where it's more of a blueprint system. If X happens, then Y character or Y room does X thing, or Z thing, if you will. That being said, I mentioned characters, so I'm sure you can see if you're watching, not just listening to the podcast. There's little characters running around inside my ship. That's my crew. And if your crew member is manning a certain room, say a missile silo, the speed at which you shoot missiles may be increased. But if a room breaks, like right here, a crew member physically has to be inside of it to repair it. That being said, down here, if your reactors go down, you lose power, and all of your ship systems use power, and you micromanage what that power does. There is also, there's like 600 crew members to collect. Everything from your average human to a shrimp dude. I'm pretty sure they have joke characters as well. Like one of these guys looks like a Gundam, and his name is Robo Bob. Um, but yeah, it's the gameplay loop is essentially Clash of Clans in space form, but there's so many other systems going on that keep you busy. Where normally in a normal mobile game you would do 2 or 3 minutes worth of stuff, and then you would be hit with a timer of, oh great, I have to wait however long. I have to wait 15 minutes before this will finish upgrading, or 15 hours or 15 days, depending on how deep into the game you are, before this will finish upgrading or be building. And then you put your phone in your pocket and go do something else, and you may get a notification that that's done. That exists in this game as well. For example, you're mining one of your mining, or let's say your basic gun. The first upgrade takes 60 seconds or 10 seconds. It's easy. It's how mobile games suck you in. And then going from level 10 to a level 11 is like, oh, it'll take 3 days. There's so
Right.
many other things that you can do during that. Say you're going from level 3 to level 4 and it's going to take an hour. You can spend an hour and a half rearranging the rooms in your ship. And like there's armor plating across the top. There's elevators that your crew members have to travel through to get to different rooms. You could micromanage the shit out of this game. And that's one of the things I love about it. Is like, if your ship gets destroyed or damaged in combat, it takes time to repair it. It may take like 10 minutes to repair. You don't have to put your phone in your pocket for 10 minutes. You can fuck around for 10 minutes. There's shit you can do. You can customize the graphics on your ship. There's leaderboards. There's tournaments. There's all sorts. There's an auction house in this game where as you get like unique graphics for your ship, like mine. I'm sure if you noticed when I zoom out, it has like acid dripping on it. You can sell that on the marketplace and buy it. But it's a shockingly in-depth game for just being a mobile game. There is a store. They call them Space Bucks, I think. It is your average. You can get 5,000 Space Bucks for $99. I do buy it occasionally. I'll buy 1,000 of them for like $20 maybe, once every 3 or 4 months. And the only reason I use them for is when you go to PvP, like this right here. There's like 12 different kinds of missiles that you can research and unlock, and then you have to decide how many of what missile you want on your ship for different situations. But back to the what I was talking about before with with the Space Bucks. When you fight an enemy ship in PvP, you have the option to scan it. So you can see what all the rooms are doing, and you can see how it's laid out, and you can see what crew members they have and what level they are. But scanning it only costs 1 or 2 Space Bucks. So it lasts for fucking ever. Really cool. Really, really cool game. You can get a teleporter later on, so you can send your crew into the enemy ship to try and kill the enemy crew members, so they can't repair ships later on. And there's like a whole arsenal of armor and weapons that you can equip your crew with. It's a really weirdly in-depth game. If there were no timers at all in this game, like if there were no upgrade timers, this is something that you would find on Steam as a just full-on like sit down and play it for hours and hours and hours on end, or even on console. It is wild to me that this kind of production value is in a mobile game, or is in something that started as a mobile game. At least, like I said, I've been playing it since I think in the settings, because it has your launch date. I think in the settings it said 2016 or 2017 rather. So I've been playing it for like 6 or 7 years, fairly consistently. I've probably spent a couple $100 on it, but that's been over that period of time. And like I said, you start out with small ship. This is maybe halfway through the upgrading process. This is like number 6 out of 12 ships or something like that. For this faction, there's 3 factions to choose from. All have different styles of ships. It's completely cosmetic at that point, but there's a backstory to each of them for the campaign that you can go through. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's called Pixel Starships if you want to look into it. It is, if you need a game to sink some time into, or to just fiddle fuck around with for 5 minutes while you're sitting in the waiting room of where the fuck ever and then shove your phone in your pocket, this will fill both roles very beautifully. And it's also the only mobile game I think that I've ever given any genuine attention to. I've tried a lot of them too. Oh yeah, this is interesting. There's also like just flat out like invade missions where this is essentially a Final Fantasy turn-based setup where it's crewmates versus crewmates. There's a lot going on in this game. It's wild for a mobile game.
So I understand you can move, obviously you can move the different rooms around inside your ship.
Right.
I'm assuming the different types of ships that you can get have more space.
More space.
To
Yep,
like
that's
work with.
essentially what it is. Because the more levels you gain, the more types of rooms you unlock. So at level 1, you may have access to the minigun and the mining laser. And then at level 2, you unlock something. Level 3, you unlock the missile pod. And I'm halfway through. I just unlocked the teleporter for sending crewmates to the other one, and I think the hangar to send fighter craft over to the enemy ship. Yeah, it's pretty in depth.
So everyone has like a standard. How do I want to phrase this? Everyone has like a standard ship, but the insides can be rearranged to their liking.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So like if this is a Federation ship that I have, let's say it's the level 8 Federation ship, everybody has the same building area that they can build in. But one person may have like wildly more offensive weaponry than you do, and you have an assload of defensive weaponry. So it's a game of what's it called when you starve your enemy out? You know what I'm talking about?
Attrition.
Yeah, it's a game of attrition at that point. It's can they defeat your defenses before the timer at the top of the screen runs out?
Why did I know
Or
what that was?
yeah, I know it's wild, but like
It's
yeah,
like, oh, I know what that is. It's
yeah,
attrition.
I'm more of an offensive person. Whereas like one way to tackle it is I fought somebody last night when I was recording this footage. It was the first ship actually. He didn't have a whole lot of offensive weaponry. He had almost all defensive stuff in his ship. And then he used a crew teleporter, which my ship's not set up to defend against a crew teleporter. The only thing that I have is a minigun sentry in each of my reactors, which will, I mean, obviously your crewmates will fight, but the minigun sentries will also try and defend the reactors. Because, for example, you can lose your shields and start taking hull damage, but if you lose your reactors, you lose power to your ship and you can't use weapons whatsoever. So there is, if you want to get into it, a pretty big min-maxing opportunity with it.
I feel like I've always had a weird appreciation for mobile games.
Really?
Yeah, because it was always something that especially when I was younger, if I like, all spent a lot of time in like grade school, right?
Right.
And so a majority of my day would be there. And when I was there, I'd be like, oh, I'll play, like, for me, it was like Clash of Clans is what
Okay,
I played
yeah.
a ton of. And it was just a nice way for like me and my friends to compete with each other and also
Fair,
just like
yeah.
hang out. And
So you kind of understand the gameplay, the base gameplay loop from what this is based off of then. Yeah.
yeah, I would say so. When you were describing it, it made sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Pixel Starships. The only other thing that I would really add to it is the there's an unnecessary amount of people that play this game. Like they have a player count in the league, what they call the league, which is the tournaments. They have a total number of players online, and it's regularly over 100,000. The leagues are pretty cool because you can have fleets, and fleets are essentially a guild in an MMO or like a guild in Destiny. But if you have a guild, you have what's called a starbase, which is like a whole separate. It's a starbase, but the guild master essentially, or the fleet master, builds new rooms that are unique to the starbase, and they affect everybody's ships in that fleet. So, like one of the rooms that gets built all fleet members get an extra 10% damage to all weaponry at all times, regardless of who you're fighting. Not just if you're participating in a tournament, for example. It's pretty cool stuff. Really, really cool game. I highly suggest everybody has a phone, and we've all been in situations where you've just been bored and fiddle fucking on your phone. It's something to look into for sure. Fun.
Yeah, I actually as you sucked me into Final Fantasy because I've been playing Final Fantasy
Oh
7,
no.
I also just downloaded that as well. So
Yeah, I think your mind especially, I can see you getting lost in it. But yeah, no, it's really cool. It's really cool. I actually if you want to look up what FTL was, FTL is what drew me to this, and FTL was a pretty big phenomenon the year or two that it came out. It's also a very difficult game to beat. And that is not a mobile game. FTL is just on Steam. It's just on Steam.
okay.
So this was literally born from all the people that I want FTL but on my phone, and even though FTL would run on your phone if they put it, the developers were like, no, we have no plans to port it to mobile for any reason. So Savvy Soda, who I think made this, took the opportunity
Yes.
to jump on it and then just expanded it. This is like World of Warcraft for fucking 2D strategy games. It's wild. So yeah, that's Pixel
I
Starships.
was when you were like showing off like the base building mechanic like inside your ship, the only thing I could think of was Fallout Shelter, like where you can just kind of build
That's what it
different
made me
rooms
think
and
of too. Yeah,
yeah,
I
use
had
basic
Yeah.
beds.
the look
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
And it's all super pixely too, which is always it's 100% pixel art, so it's super easy on the eyes. Yeah, I love it. That's my guilty pleasure when it comes to mobile. I come from a generation of gamers though that like scowl at mobile games in general, so this is a nice little
Well,
relief.
and I think mobile games anymore have taken this really cash grabby kind of turn because I remember
No.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
what a crazy thought.
Well, that's like
Um,
the thing that was just up here is a battle pass. That's new to me. I haven't logged in a couple of weeks. The battle pass thing is brand new, and it costs money to have the battle pass, but the battle pass is lifelong. You don't lose the battle pass, so that's nice. Like I said, it does have a store, and it is
That always
egregious,
is
but it's not
nice.
needed to play the game. It's just needed
Games
to
that
speed
do
things
that,
up.
I think is a nice gesture
Yeah.
to show the community that even though they're like, we do really want to suck as much money out of this as possible. However, we still want you to get the full value of what you're investing in, you
Right.
know?
Right. Well, it's like you can use Starbucks to speed almost. That's what it is. Starbucks. You can use it to speed almost anything up. Like when your crew takes damage, when your ship, when your crew takes damage, they have to heal, and that takes time. And the higher level your clinic is, the faster they heal. But for 2 Starbucks, you can always heal that crew member right now. But it's also easier to just put your phone in your pocket for a couple minutes and go, I do need to start the dishes, and then come back.
but I kind of lost my train of thought there. But like when I was going to school and like mobile mobile gaming was like becoming a thing.
Right.
I'm talking like games like Temple Run,
Oh
Paper
yeah,
Toss, or
yeah.
Doodle Jump. Like those were games that were literally just there to waste time. Like
Yep.
that was it. Um,
This is the opposite. If you get corrupted or you forget your login, if you've put any time into it, you will have a fucking fit about it. You'll be emailing support and shit.
oh,
Right on. Yeah, we have our first actual mobile. That's why when Dalton said Dalton was playing Bloons yesterday, and I noticed it on the Discord overlay by his name, and I was like, "You playing Bloons?" He's like, "Maybe." I was like, "Are you talking about Bloons?" He's like, "Maybe."
no.
No.
Yeah, I mean it definitely it's I could see that being on for okay. So don't get me started on Nintendo's um new what's the word I'm looking for? Um the eShop, the Nintendo eShop.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
get me started on that because it is like 90% shovelware games.
Yeah.
And that being said, I could see that game being on the Switch, not because
It's
it's shovelware, but because it
It's really
is.
sad because the past couple generations of Nintendo consoles have been mostly shovelware. You guys know my habit of legally acquiring video games, and some of those websites, when you look, you're just scrolling through specifically the Wii U The Wii, the Wii U. No, it's mostly the Wii U. The Wii U and the Switch library. It's just shovelware and anime, and most of the anime is shovelware. Wild.
Yeah, and I don't want to harp on this for too long because it could be an entire episode by itself.
Yeah.
They have a game they have a game that you can buy for like it was like $5 or $10. It
Right.
transforms your Switch into an alarm clock. That's all it does. It's like, why would anyone buy that? Like,
But that's kind of funny.
That might be the most useless. Like, you can't even see the screen when it's docked, assuming you don't have a third-party dock or something.
I don't know, man. Like, I was scrolling through the endless amounts of shovelware, and I saw that, and I just kind of looked at it for a minute, and I was like, "Uh huh, okay." I kept scrolling. It's just
Wild, dude. Dalton, are you
And I
downloading the game or are you playing Clash? You're on BlueStacks. Yes.
So to answer your question, I'm playing Clash, but I hate
I
that
knew it.
I hate that I have been called out so hard now. Twice at this point.
I hate the fact that you're on BlueStacks playing Clash, but your phone is probably within 16 inches of you.
Yeah, but I wanted to start a new one, and my
Okay,
phone
that's
is already connected to one. So
Can you not log out on Clash? This game, you can log out and start a new account. You just have to remember your login information. So, I have one maxed out level ship from the first 3 years that I played, and I can't for the life of me remember any of the fucking account information. To this day, I'm pissed about it.
I mean, I think technically I could do that with my phone. I just didn't really want to, I guess.
I've never been able to get BlueStacks to cooperate with me. It always runs fucking slow because you have to
Oh,
turn
I
on
used to-
hardware acceleration in your
Yeah,
fucking BIOS settings, but it still never wants to work right. I turn on hardware acceleration, and then BlueStacks will be like, "We don't detect hardware acceleration turned on." And I'm like, "Whatever, it's a thing." But yeah. Anybody else have anything about Pixel Starships? Or Left 4 Dead that's behind me?
good game. Solid game.
Where the fuck is my finger going? There it is. Alright. No? Alright.
no, I mean,
Classic
I think,
gamer
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, it is. I don't think Sarah's played it.
Left 4 Dead or Pixel Starships?
I don't think she's played Left 4 Dead. We've talked about this before, I just can't remember the outcome of the conversation.
It took me a while to play it personally, like to get around to it, I suppose.
Okay, so I'm gonna out me and Cameron. Now that you said that, last night when we were talking after you got off, we spent probably another like 2 hours on chat just talking, and there was like a solid 10-minute section where we were looking through. How old were you in 2004?
3.
We were looking through the release list for 2004, and 2004 was an amazing year for video games, dude. It was
I wouldn't know.
dude, anybody that's listening to this that's in their 30s
Look, guys, I don't
is
make
gonna
the rules.
is gonna Doom 3, San Andreas, Halo 2, Far Cry, Half-Life 2, MGS 3, Metroid Prime, Burnout 3 Takedown.
Far Cry came out in 03
Yeah.
or
Paper Mario:
04.
The Thousand Years Door, Fable, Ninja Gaiden, Star Wars Battlefront, Counter-Strike, World of Warcraft, KOTOR 2, Gran Turismo 4, like Spider-Man 2. 2004 is one of the best years I've ever seen for video games, and
Gamers were eating pretty good though.
yeah, and it's breaking my brain that you were 3 years old.
Hey man, that's just when my parents decided to fuck. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, that means that you were born in 2001?
No, I was born in 2000, December.
Okay. All right. But I had a panic attack. Be like, no, I was born in September 2001. Why? Oh, shit. Anyway, that's all I have for Pixel Starships. Anybody else got anything?
Oh, I was gonna say,
Go play
since they're
games.
kind of go play games. That should be how we end every episode. Go play
Go play
games.
games. Hold on, wait. Hold on, Cameron. Everybody shut up. Actually, it's all separate audio tracks, but I don't really care. Cameron, do a good, hard, solid audio go of go play games. Like, just really aggressive. Go.
Go play games.
Cut out at the beginning. Do it again.
Go play games.
Okay, cool. Perfect. That's going at the very ass end of every episode from now on, just that audio chunk.
Let's go.
You remember the Nickelodeon cartoons from like the late 90s where like everything would play and then they would do the credits and then they would do the studio logos and they would just have a
Yeah.
random fucking thing at the end? That's ours.
Cartoon Network had a few of them like that as well. The studio that did Ed and Eddie.
Oh yeah, I think that's what I'm remembering actually.
Well, Nickelodeon did it too. But I was gonna say, because we were talking about retro games.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I think I talked to you about it last night, John. Dalton, did you see that GameStop is now reselling quote unquote retro games now? Like stuff from
God.
like from like the N64 to like the 360, like anything in between there.
I
don't know if
that
they're
360 and PS3 is considered retro right now.
it
That's
is though.
also
That's
hurting.
it's bad.
I mean,
But-
they released in 06, right?
Yeah, 06, 07, or 07, 08. The
think it was
PS3 came out first, or was it 360?
I think the PS3 came out in 07.
The 360 was
the 360.
I do know that.
Then it might have been 07, 08.
Okay. But yeah, it's been enough time ago to not think too hard about it. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, anyone who likes to collect physical games, now's your opportunity to. And I don't know what GameStop is going to be charging, but I hope they charge fair prices because third party retail or resell stores charge an arm and a leg. I'm not even
Yeah,
kidding you.
that's really cute, Cameron. That you think that GameStop's gonna make a
well,
courteous
okay.
business decision when
Yeah.
it comes to selling things.
I
to
mean, I
people.
understand
Okay.
where he's coming from because I've talked to you guys about it before, but to any of the listeners or viewers, here in Ohio we have what's called TORG every year, which is the Ohio Retro Gamer. It's in the top 5 largest gaming conventions in the country, and Sarah and I have been going the past couple years, and that is where you go and you find the $3,000 copies of an unopened The Thousand Years Door that's graded at like a 9.9 type shit. It's wild.
But like I was talking to John last night. I went to one of those third party resale stores, and they wanted like $300 for Mario Kart Double Dash.
Stupid.
It's like that's
so dumb.
insane. If I could go to GameStop and get that for say $30, like yeah, that's still way too much for a game like that, but that is a much better price than 300.
Especially considering that the developers are not benefiting from the money anymore.
No, they're
Like,
not.
I
So
do not give a flying fuck whether or not Jim from down the road gets $300 for his collectible game. I'd much rather if it was $300 and I really wanted it, I'd buy it if the dev team got the spoils of their hard work, for sure. I don't give a shit if fucking Joseph from 3 Doors Down needs $600 for this thing that he says is worth $600 so he can fucking buy a pool. I don't fucking know. It's stupid. It doesn't fucking sense.
So, but yeah, I mean that's just my 2 cents. If GameStop marks their games, their retro games at a reasonable price, I would say support that because
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely going to be more lenient than your mom and pop collector stores, and definitely your private collectors. And I've never understood that anyway, because like at the end
You're
of the
paying for
day,
nostalgia.
yeah, you're paying for nostalgia. Like at the end of the day, whether it's a pirated copy of a game, whether it's a scratched up disc that you found in the back of your closet from when you were fucking 10, or whether it's a 9.9 graded game, at the end of the day, ideally those games are there for the data that's on them, you know? It's so you can load it up and have an experience. You're paying $3,000 for a 9.9 graded game in a fucking plastic case that'll never be opened because it's filled with nitrogen to keep the plastic wrap from degrading. You're paying for it's not art because it's the exact same thing as the 30,000 other copies that were printed for it. It just is prettier. You're paying for an obelisk, and that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. That's an obelisk. You're paying for a fucking obelisk. It sits there and does nothing. Don't tell Sarah I did that. I appreciate her witchy stuff.
That being said, John, you and I did also just buy framed stamps.
Shut up! No!
I'm
That's
just
different!
saying.
Yeah, so you're not going to use those stamps, huh? You're not going to pull them. You're not going to pull them off the wall.
What if I
fresh out of the frame?
Yeah, you know what?
Stream's over. We're done.
I haven't even hung it up yet. I set it down earlier. I almost set it down upside down. Shit.
But
Yeah.
okay, that in itself, that is art. I mean, yes, they're stamps meant to send letters, but like, that is art. Like on the stamps, that is art.
Oh, we're gonna get philosophical, dude. Yes, like 90% of the reasoning for not just putting U.S. postage in a stamp frame and slapping, that's all we ever had, is for the artwork that's on it. It is literally so people can receive the letter or whatever and go, ooh, the stamp's pretty, and then rip the envelope open.
Obviously, that's why you have people that collect stamps.
So. Right. Otherwise, like I said, we would just have a stamp that said U.S. postage with a code underneath of it or something, like standard or the pre-sorted first class type stuff. Your basic forever flag stamp, and that's all we would have. So I get it. It is largely the same reasoning as like the artwork on the cover of a magazine, for example, or the artwork on the cover of a case for a game. It's artwork that is not there for. It's not. It's not there to. It's just there to view. You know what I mean? It has no bearing on the game, with the exception of like advertising purposes. It's the cover is supposed to be eye-catching to get you to buy it.
Realistically, when you buy a game, you're buying the data that's in the game, not the cover art. Because people do sell cover art by itself. Like that is a thing.
Oh yeah. I had a short stint in high school where I would go into GameStop for the sole purpose of finding the rare game that the person turning it in had lost the artwork to, so they redrew by hand the artwork, and GameStop actually accepted it. I used to have one of those, and I fucking can't remember what happened to it. I think I traded it in at one point, but I regret that. But those were always gems to find too, for largely the same reason.
Complete side tangent, and then we should probably wrap this up. A complete side tangent. Have you seen the videos where this dude photoshopped, like I don't know how he did it, but he got pictures of GameStop employees and then photoshopped their faces onto characters of games?
Yes.
And then tried
to trade it in? Yes. That shit's
Oh
hilarious.
I just saw one of those. That's crazy that you brought that up.
The GameStop employee would be like, yeah.
Is that me?
Crazy that you brought that up.
No, it's just Gears of War 2. That shit's fucking wild. I don't know how anybody can keep straight faces in that kind of a situation. You guys did a dual intro this episode. You got 2 words out, and I lost my shit.
I mean, dude,
Yeah.
honestly, if I worked at GameStop and someone did that to me, I'd be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna keep this game, but like, here's like an extra $20 because you made me laugh." It's like,
Right.
oh,
All right. Well, I have one announcement to make as the not host of this episode, but I know it'll get forgotten if I don't. I owe an apology to the entire audience. We dropped the ball on the Fallout bonus episode that comes out this Friday. It's not coming out this Friday. It is postponed indefinitely. We are currently thinking that we're going to split it up into multiple episodes because the last couple bonus episodes actually took a while to record, whether it be logistics or what have you, because they're pretty big undertakings in addition to the already fairly complicated schedule that we have in our lives, trying to get together and just do a monthly episode. This is being recorded 3 days and 4 days after it was supposed to be recorded because life is life. And at one point I said, oh yeah, we need to record in a couple weeks because what am I going to play for that episode? And then I went, oh no, did we just record? Oh no, we have to record this weekend. And then I actually looked at the calendar and went, oh fuck, we should have recorded 2 days ago. So we're currently thinking that we're going to do. We kind of spoke about it before this half of the episode started. I think tentatively we're thinking of doing a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3, which is going to be early Fallout, modern Fallout, and then extras, bonus, spin-off. I don't know how we'll word it, but that'll include like the mobile games, the TV show, because we have to talk about the TV show. We can't not talk about the TV show. I feel like it would be sacrilege. And the like Fallout 76. So, but we do not have a schedule for that as of yet. I'm hoping before the end of the year. So, that's my announcement. Back to our wonderful hosts for the rest of housekeeping and dice rolling and topics and all that fun stuff. So, producer minute over.
Go
okay,
play games.
Go play games.
go play
It's gonna be
games.
our motto, just like D2DG. Go play. Oh, I could
Go
do
play
that. I
games.
could do that to the logo.
There we go. So I guess on the housekeeping,
Housekeeping.
although you kind of
I
covered
kind of
up.
just covered it because we don't have
Yeah.
anything else to really cover with housekeeping.
So all right, next
I don't know how
next
you
topic.
guys want to roll dice, so
I know Cameron didn't you do a physical one last time?
yeah, let me go grab another die.
Yeah.
okay. All right. You could roll a dice too, Dalton, and like we could like you could battle. It would be like Bakugan or some shit.
How the fuck would that work if
I
we're
don't
trying to
fucking
roll
know.
a number?
Be
So
like,
only
no.
because I
Do Beyblades. Battle it out with you both roll a dice and then you have a Beyblades battle and whoever wins their
only because I don't get to show this off.
Ooh.
It's a
Let's
glass
go.
decanter of
Hell
a skull,
yeah.
and I'm trying to fill it up with dice.
Did that used to have a green alcohol in it by chance?
No, it's Crystal Skull vodka.
Okay, all right.
It tasted horrible. I just bought it for the decanter. I'm
Sarah's
just being honest.
Sarah's brother has a bottle of I don't know what it is. It's an alien skull, and it's filled with a green liquid. It tastes like shit. It's not absinthe. I think, even if it is absinthe, it's not real absinthe.
I was gonna say I think you would know if it was
Oh,
absinthe.
yeah. I'll have to ask her what it's called.
Okay, gotta die.
Okay. What is it? A D20?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right.
That is a 5. If we
That
haven't
is a
covered that yet.
5. Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Does Dalton agree with that, or does he want to do anything as the other host, or are we just going with it?
Nah, fuck it.
Okay. Esports and streamers and how they are ruining gaming.
Well, it's gonna paint a target on the back.
Yeah, so everybody go check out Dalton's Twitch stream channel thing that he does every day,
He's not an e-girl.
every episode, and it's also on our website. Do you still keep up with that? Do you do that?
Not recently, no.
Okay, all right. It's fucking
Just
funny.
because my schedule's been really unstable.
That's fair.
Now, to specify here, are we talking e-girls that actually play games, or are we talking
Oh, is
e-girls
it
that just
the gamer girl / girls that play games conundrum? That's absolutely included in that.
okay?
The
Okay, because I
Sims, dear. I'm not gonna
I
wait.
don't
There's
know.
this rant. There's this rant that that my friend has from a viral video where it's like, dear women, The
start off
Sims
strong.
is
Yeah.
not a real, and then they go, The Sims is not a real game. Stardew Valley is not a real game. Animal Crossing is not a real game. Go play some real games where you go and shoot stuff. And then like it goes, there's like an extra like 4 or 5 minutes worth of that. Not
I
not that
do
I agree, but it is funny.
I do like Animal Crossing. So
Hey, have you played Stardew? I think I've asked this before.
no, well I installed it at one point in time, and I think I started playing for like 10 minutes and then got distracted by something else.
My philosophy with Stardew, because we have it on the Xbox, is it's like 200 megabytes there, and I love it. There's no reason to never not have it installed.
That's fair.
Um,
That's fair.
yeah. I don't know. When you said e-girls, did you say e-girls? Is that what you said? Please tell me
Yeah.
you said e-girls, because maybe I'm thinking something. Okay, when you said e-girls, what the fuck is his name? Shit.
I did say girls, John.
I like girls.
Okay, but you said guy. I don't know why that triggered
Did I?
guy in your mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
you
hell.
said
I
there's
thought-
a guy.
No, oh no, yeah, there's a guy. He does music, but he used to be a streamer. Shit. Corpse. Corpse has a song called "Cat Girls Are Ruining My Life," and that's immediately what popped into my head. You're welcome. Shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Well, I'm not going to out myself this episode. I'll do that next episode when we talk
How's
about
your Instagram going, Cameron?
that. It's getting worse. It's,
Cat
it's,
Girls
God.
Ruining Your Life.
it's getting worse.
I
Um,
good for you.
Good
That's
for
all I
you.
got.
Yeah, no, e-girls are included in that. VTubers would probably be included in that. I've even come across some furry gaming channels. I don't care. I just out myself every day. I don't fucking give a shit anymore. So, yeah. But it specifically says ruining gaming.
Okay, I can work with that.
Cool. All right. I think that's an episode. I do believe.
All right.
Cool.
And
All right.
Heck
already
yeah.
already have my voice clip, so I'm not going to do that
Go
again.
play
I'm
games!
just gonna-
Go play games. Go play games. Go play games. Go play game. Oh, I'm doing it alone. Go play games.
Go
play games.
go play
games.
go
Bye,
play
games.
play go
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 play
go
games. Bye,
go
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 play
go 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 go.